Just this December 13, Google unleashed its highly anticipated Gemini model that beats GPT-4 on every single benchmark. Gemini first became known to public earlier this year at google.io.
This includes our next generation foundation model, Gemini, which is still in training.
Hey guys, welcome to Tech Tricks Tutorial. Today, we are going to talk about Google Gemini. Is it better than ChatGPT 4? It's a step-by-step guide to follow easily, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's dive right in. Gemini is a multimodal large language model that will replace Lambda and Palm 2 like GPT-4. It's multimodal, which means it's not only trained on text, but it also trained on sound, images, and video. Google's demo is absolutely insane, and it can recognize what's going on in a video feed and respond in real time. Like this guy making a game on Google Gemini.
Okay, based on what you see, come up with a game idea. Oh, and use emojis please.
How about this? We can play a game called Guess the Country.
Sure, let's do it.
Clue 1. This country is the home of the kangaroo, the koala, and the Great Barrier Reef.
Oh, that's easy.
Or like, it plays the game of find the ball under the cup, and even after the cups are scrambled, it still knows where the ball is. It also does multimodal outputs, like it can generate images of the fly like Stable Diffusion.
Or how about a green cake with a pink heart?
Okay, how about these colors? And maybe show me some animals.
Okay, now I see blue and pink yarn. How about a pig with blue ears? Or an octopus?
And can even generate music based on the prompt, and not just text to audio, but image to audio.
You've added an amp. Now it's an electric guitar. We can make some seriously loud music now. Given that you added drums, how about some 80s hair metal?
It's an anything-to-anything model. It's also good at logic and spatial reasoning. Using these two pictures, it's able to tell which car will be able to go faster based on the aerodynamics of the vehicle. For the first model, we have the Gemini Ultra, the largest and most capable model for highly complex tasks. We also have here our Gemini Pro, which is best model for scaling across wide range of tasks. And lastly, we have the Gemini Nano, which is most efficient models for on-device tasks. So for the Gemini Ultra, this is the equivalent of ChatGPT 4, which is the paid version of ChatGPT. We'll get to try Gemini Ultra around next year, maybe January or February. And for the second one, we have the Gemini Pro. This is the model that we can go ahead and use right now for the Google Bard. It is the equivalent of the free version of ChatGPT, which is the ChatGPT version 3.5. And lastly, we have the Gemini Nano, which is the best efficient for mobile uses. Now in benchmarking tests, Gemini Ultra actually outperformed ChatGPT 4 in most cases. Now, keep in mind, Gemini Ultra is the model that we don't have access to yet, but this is the model that we'll likely get next year. Right now, we have access to Gemini Pro, which is a closer comparison to ChatGPT 3.5, which you get inside of a free version of ChatGPT. Now, when you compare Gemini Ultra and ChatGPT 4, it slightly beats the ChatGPT 4 for the MMLU test. Multiple choice questions in 57 subjects, professional and academic. For the second one, we have the grade school math JSM 8K. The Gemini Ultra performed 94.4, meanwhile the ChatGPT 4 performed 92.0%. Now in benchmarking, Gemini absolutely annihilates GPT-4. Now with the tweet right here by Ethan Malik, this sums it up. What changed today? The simple version. There is no reason to use the free version of ChatGPT anymore that uses GPT 3.5 and is outclassed by Bard as of today and Claude, both of which are free. But you should be using GPT-4, which is still dominant and is free in Bing. So once again, we don't have the Gemini Ultra model yet, and the ChatGPT 4 outperforms the free version of Gemini, which is the Gemini Pro. So if you have the free version of ChatGPT, just go ahead and switch over to Gemini. But if you have access to GPT-4, I suggest to just keep using GPT, because as of right now, we don't have the Gemini Ultra model yet, and the GPT-4 outperforms our Gemini model as of today. So right after receiving your answer, you can go ahead and modify the response by clicking on the modify response button right here. And if you want to go ahead and make it shorter, go ahead and click on it. Longer, simpler, more casual, or more professional. This is new when it comes to AI chatbot because usually you have to go ahead and type additional prompts to actually go ahead and make it shorter, longer, simpler, casual, or more professional. But with Google Bard, you can go ahead and access this type of prompts with a single click. So since the Google owns this chatbot, it has some additional features that only this chatbot has. For example, we have our double check responses right here. And lastly, we have an additional features right here that is totally not present with other AI chatbots. And if you go ahead and click on the view other drafts right here, so Bard actually go ahead and create 3 different answers with the same question. So we have our draft 1 right here, we already went through with this one, and we have our second draft with a different answer, and we have a third draft. This type of features is totally not present with other AI tools out there, and as you can see, it even added some photos for us to better understand our question. And if we go ahead and browse through the ChatGPT right here, I ask it the same questions and it kind of gave us the same answer. But if we want to actually go ahead and modify some of these answers out, for example, make it more professional, the only way to do it is to go ahead and type it as a prompt. And if you want to go ahead and get another answer, the only way to do that is to go ahead and click on the regenerate button right here. There is no draft for ChatGPT. So with all of that out of the way, we can now go ahead and turn our focus into the extensions. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the YouTube extension first. So since YouTube is owned by Google and Bard is also owned by Google, they are connected, therefore they can communicate with each other. So if I go ahead and type something like, right now I have this simple prompt, recommend me 3 videos about mental health podcast, and it actually goes ahead and recommended me some videos on YouTube. So to make it easier for you, I'm gonna go ahead and give this AI another example. So I changed the prompt into recommend me 3 videos for cooking spaghetti sauce. And this is not it. We can actually go ahead and type additional prompts right here. For example, I wanna go ahead and summarize the first video right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and type out this prompt. So let's just go ahead and say I don't have time to watch all of this video. I could go ahead and type this prompt out right here, recap the first video and give me the recipe. I'm just gonna go ahead and click on submit and it will actually go ahead and recap the video and give me the exact same recipe used in that video. So right here we have our ingredients, we also have our instructions, and additionally we have our tips. This is extremely useful, especially if you don't have time to watch maybe an hour-long video. Maybe if you're studying something, or let's just say you're watching something about your class that is 1 hour long. What you can do is you could just go ahead and say recap this video and tell me what is important in that video, and Bard will happily summarize that video for you. And lastly, for the worksheet extension, once again, since we are using our Google account right here, our workspaces are actually connected within Google Bard. For example, we have your Gmail. For example, we have our mail, we have our drive, we have multiple worksheets. What we can actually go ahead and do is type something like, how many emails did I get today? So since we are using our Google account here, most of our workspace are connected within Google Bard. So it can actually go ahead and read stuff from our email. It can actually go ahead and access our drive. For example, if we want to go ahead and find something on our drive, or for example, we want to go ahead and know what file is uploaded on a specific date, Google Bard is actually your own personal assistant when it comes to your workspace. So I only demonstrated my email here. You can also go ahead and use this for docs, worksheets, and mostly for every Google worksheets available out there. So guys, thank you for watching, and if this video has been helpful for you, please consider by liking and subscribing. I'll make sure to see you again next time. Thank you. So guys, thank you for watching, and if this video has been helpful for you, please consider by liking and subscribing. I'll make sure to see you again next time. Thank you.